The city pulsed with noise and motion. People passed like rivers, never slowing, never seeing. The child stood still, smaller than the crowd allowed. His coat was too big, his shoes mismatched, his eyes steady. He lifted a hand, palm opened. Abi, ikilira, yeta, ye. Few looked, fewer stopped, but one man did, and everything froze. He was late. His phone buzzed with meetings missed, but none of it mattered now. He stared at the child, heart hammering. Years collapsed in on themselves. Once, he had said the same words, same tone, same hunger, same hope that someone might hear. Rain had soaked through his shirt that night. His shoes had cardboard for soles. Ikilira abi, he had whispered to the shadows. Most ignored. One did not. A stranger's hand had offered warmth and coins. That night, he bought bread and a little hope. That moment had never left him. He crouched so they were eye to eye. "What's your name?" he asked softly. The boy hesitated, then spoke. Coins passed between them, but so did something bigger. A card followed. "Call me anytime," the man said. The boy stared, unsure what he held. But the man knew. It was a key. He sat at his desk, the city glittering beyond. His hand hovered over a notepad. Then carefully, he wrote the child's name. Beside it, a small photo. Himself years ago, just as lost. This wasn't pity. It was recognition. And a promise taking root. Morning sun lit the glass doors of the foundation. He walked in, envelope in hand. "I want to support someone specific," he said. The staff listened, took notes, promised to help. It wasn't just about money. It was about memory. About changing someone's story, like his had once changed. Plastic trays clattered, soup steamed in rows. The boy ate quietly, shoulders hunched. A voice called his name. He turned slowly, confused. "Someone wants to help you," the volunteer smiled. His fingers tightened around the spoon. No one had ever said that before. He unzipped the backpack slowly. Books, bite, tea, pencils, new shoes, a snack box. But it was the letter that held him still. "I was once you," it began. His eyes scanned each line, wide, then wet. This wasn't charity. It was kinship. It felt like being seen for the first time. Children's laughter rang across the pavement. The boy chased a ball, feet lighter than before. From a distance, the man watched. He didn't approach. This wasn't about thanks. It was about knowing that to Lyra had become something more. A door opened. A life redirected. The desk was worn, but his pen steady. He wrote about school, about plans, about gratitude. The old letter peeked out from his notebook cover. He still read it sometimes, when he needed to believe. That day on the street had become his first chapter, and he was still writing the rest. The library was quiet, save for the rustle of pages. He searched scholarships like one searches for light. Beside him, the letter, creased and treasured. He had read it 100 times. It still made him feel brave. A path once unseen was now full of signs, and he was walking it with purpose. Spotlights cast long shadows on the stage. He stood at the podium, words slow, and waited. "A boy once asked me for 2 lira, he said. The room hushed, every breath held. He reminded me of who I was, and who I still want to be. His voice cracked, not with weakness, but memory. Applause followed like thunder. He tore open the envelope, hands trembling. Eyes scanned, breath caught, then laughter. "I got in," he shouted, holding it high. Behind him, the businessman stood in the doorway. No words, just a nod, a tear, a hand on his shoulder. Together, they had rewritten destiny. The street buzzed, just like years before. A child sat near a lamppost, small hand extended. He knelt, met the boy's eyes. "What's your name?" he asked. He passed him a coin and a card. The cycle had turned. The kindness had returned. The photo hung beside a golden plaque. Two faces, one seasoned, one just beginning. Below, hope can begin with a single coin. Now, visitors stopped, moved by the image. The boy and the man, the giver and the given. Their story, now a light for many. The city stretched before him, familiar. But now, his. He stood tall, the wind brushing his jacket. In his hand, the old letter, worn, soft, eternal. He remembered the day someone saw him when no one else did. 2 lira. One moment. A life redirected. Now he gave back, not just coins but belief. The cycle wasn't just repeated, it was reborn. And from that rooftop, he whispered into the city, "Thank you. Desi. Dun." Children gathered, eyes wide, notebooks open. He spoke, not from a stage but from the heart. "Once, I asked for 2 lira," he began. They leaned in, hanging on every word. He didn't offer advice. He offered his truth. And in their eyes he saw his old self, listening, hoping. The garden was quiet, but alive. Birdsong fluttered between the hedges. He opened the envelope carefully. "You changed my life," the letter said. His eyes stung, his heart full. He had planted hope, and it had bloomed. Flashes blinked. Voices called names. He stood with the man who once gave him everything. They wore suits, but their smiles were the story. "Tonight isn't about us," the older man said. "It's about what happens when someone believes in you." The crowd clapped, but the moment belonged to 2 hearts. The street hadn't changed, but he had. He saw the child, small, quiet, waiting. He reached into his pocket, then paused. He knelt, offered more than coins. "Tell me your story," he said. "Because that's how change begins, not with money, but with listening."